Right now, the world's most valuable technology companies are locked in a desperate, multi-billion-dollar scramble for computing power. Training the next generation of artificial intelligence requires oceans of electricity and mountains of specialized hardware. To get that capacity, companies operating at the absolute limit of scale, like OpenAI, are actively bypassing exclusive deals with the big three cloud providers to sign massive infrastructure contracts elsewhere. And the company cashing those checks is Oracle. Even TikTok chose them to host their high-stakes US cloud operations. It is a surprising pivot. A 50-year-old enterprise software vendor, historically known for selling databases to accounting departments, quietly outmaneuvered trillion-dollar rivals to capture the most demanding computing workloads on Earth. Oracle's survival depended on a massive strategic pivot, leveraging their database heritage to provide the specialized cloud environment that AI startups now demand. In 1977, Larry Ellison, Bob Miner, and Ed Oates launched a software startup in California with an initial investment of just $2,000. Their foundational product was a relational database, a highly efficient way to store and retrieve massive datasets. The concept actually took shape during a contracting project they built for the CIA, which carried the codename Oracle. Startups that go public usually see their founders diluted out of power, but Larry Ellison maintained tight, dominant control over Oracle's equity and strategic direction for nearly 5 decades. He used that authority to build an aggressive playbook. Early on, Oracle won market share by undercutting IBM's pricing. By the 2000s, they had weaponized their cash flow to buy up their competition entirely. They absorbed major enterprise software players like PeopleSoft and eventually acquired Sun Microsystems, gaining direct ownership of highly valuable server hardware and the Java programming language. Because Ellison answered to almost no one, he could ignore short-term Wall Street panic and force the company through painful, long-term pivots that would have gotten a traditional CEO fired. One of those long-term pivots was abandoning physical, on-premise software licenses in favor of cloud applications. This subscription model is incredibly lucrative. A mid-sized company might pay between $150 to $300 per user per month to access Oracle's financial and human resources tools. But the raw subscription fee is only a fraction of the total cost. Companies spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on system implementation, data migration, and mandatory employee training. Once a business builds its daily operations on top of Oracle's architecture, leaving becomes financially ruinous. They actively expanded this lock-in strategy into specific industries, recently spending $28.3 billion to acquire Cerner and capture massive amounts of healthcare IT data. These enterprise software contracts provide a remarkably steady river of cash, but the actual growth engine driving Oracle's future sits underneath that software, inside the physical data centers. The division securing those massive AI training contracts is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. This animation illustrates the bottleneck with traditional cloud networks. When you train a large language model, you need thousands of graphics processing units communicating continuously. But standard Ethernet causes data packets to collide, drop, and create latency. The GPUs end up waiting around for data instead of calculating it. Oracle built their network using a technology called RDMA, or Remote Direct Memory Access. As you can see here, this creates a lossless fabric. It bypasses normal network delays, allowing tens of thousands of individual GPUs to act as a single, perfectly synchronized supercomputer. They paired this technical advantage with aggressive economics. OCI currently provides the first 10 terabytes of monthly data egress entirely for free, heavily undercutting their competitors on the cost of moving massive datasets. They also completely abandoned the idea of a closed ecosystem. Through their distributed cloud strategy, customers can now run Oracle database services natively inside rival data centers run by Microsoft and Amazon. By solving the hardware communication bottleneck and turning their biggest competitors into distribution channels, Oracle positioned itself as the fastest and cheapest option for AI training. Now they are scaling that infrastructure at a blistering pace. In 2026, Oracle announced plans to raise up to $50 billion in debt and equity for the sole purpose of meeting the demand for AI cloud capacity. That capital is pouring directly into concrete and silicon. They are currently building a 1.2 gigawatt data center in Texas, designed to house hundreds of thousands of high-performance NVIDIA GPUs. A facility of that size requires so much electricity that Oracle is actively exploring the use of dedicated nuclear reactors, and they joined the $500 billion Stargate initiative to build next-generation infrastructure. Oracle's operation has shifted from writing database code in a small office to the capital-intensive world of high-voltage power and large-scale industrial construction. Whether you are pulling an inventory report from a corporate database or generating code in ChatGPT, the servers processing that request are increasingly likely to be theirs. Larry Ellison's company has moved from being a software vendor to one of the most critical infrastructure providers for the AI era.